Hello and welcome to this latest interview for Enlit Asia 365. With Enlit Asia 2025 just around the corner, I am delighted today to be joined by Jansen van Vuuren. Leon is the Global Regions Leader with INNIO. As most of you, I'm sure, will know of INNIO, but just in case, INNIO supports the global energy transition with energy solutions and services that focus on flexibility, scalability, and resiliency. Their services empower customers to future-proof power generation and navigate the fast-changing energy landscape. Leon, thank you very much for taking the time to join us today.
Simon, you're very welcome. Thank you.
Diving straight into the first question, countries across Southeast Asia in the ASEAN region are looking to decarbonize, but face the added complexity of addressing increasing electricity demands. And in Southeast Asia particularly, these often come from remote or underserved areas. How can INNIO Group's decentralized Jenbacher energy solutions effectively support these objectives?
Indeed, Simon, a very good question. So at INNIO Group, we recognize that increasing demand for resilient, sustainable, and intelligent energy solutions is driving a shift towards decentralized generation. In fact, it's something we see everywhere. That's where our Jenbacher energy solutions come in, of course. They are both technically proven and strategically aligned with ASEAN's energy transition imperatives. In this context, let's maybe talk a little bit about microgrids, what we call microgrids, and this will be something that people know in the industry. These localized clusters of distributed energy resources and loads can operate independently or in parallel with the main grid. They offer multiple benefits, including improved reliability and energy efficiency, which is imperative. This is particularly valuable in applications where uninterrupted power is critical. Examples of this would be hospitals, data centers, islands, or remote communities around the region. As well, in ASEAN, these capabilities are vital as you address growing electricity demand in underserved or hard-to-reach regions. Where gas is available, gas power generation systems increasingly are replacing diesel gensets in these microgrids. You might ask why? Well, because gas is a cleaner fuel compared to diesel. With up to 95% less NOx emissions than diesel, it also offers significantly lower CO2 emissions, and this all helps and contributes, of course. This can be further reduced with climate-neutral gases such as biogas and CO2-free gases such as hydrogen. We'll talk more about hydrogen later as well. So key to ASEAN members, I think, is flexibility. INNIO Group's Jenbacher engines can supply primary power, operate as an emergency backup solution, and also provide power to the grid during peak times when the consumer demand for electricity and or heat is at its highest. Plus, engine-based gas power plants flexibly support the integration of renewable energy, this mix that we spoke about, offering resiliency and efficiency with quick startup when wind and solar power is not available. So our Jenbacher engines run on a variety of gases, including biogas, or in this region, what is referred to very often as POEM gas. We'll give an example of that later on as well, I think. And this offers a cleaner and more sustainable alternative as utilities and industries transition towards a net zero carbon future, Simon.
Okay. You've touched on gas a few times there. Gas is obviously going to remain a pivotal transition fuel in Southeast Asia. How do INNIO Group's Jenbacher solutions assist utilities and industries in deploying gas engine solutions that are both efficient and prepared for future challenges?
Simon, I think we've got to look at this collectively. So at INNIO Group, we understand that there's no single solution that can address the complexities of the energy transition. It's a balanced and resilient energy future will rely on a mix of resources, such as gas and renewables, including wind and solar, intelligently managed through an integrated energy system. That's, I think, what we believe the path forward to be. This integrated approach is essential for reliable, sustainable, and cost-effective energy supply that can meet the needs of both industrial and residential consumers. You've got to think of both. So the Jenbacher solutions help ASEAN customers to produce reliable power based on a variety of sustainable fuels like biogas, landfill gas, and what I referred to earlier, POEM gas, already today. So it's not the future, it's possible right now. We also offer our engines as ready for hydrogen. And then finally, with our myPlant platform, which is powered by artificial intelligence, we deliver an innovative digital solution for the entire power plant, driving engine and plant uptime, maximizing efficiency and reducing fuel consumption to an absolute minimum necessary as well.
Okay. INNIO Group has achieved significant advancements in biogas technologies and hydrogen-ready engines. Perhaps you can touch a little bit more on how you foresee the role of these fuels evolving in Southeast Asia or across ASEAN.
Sure, be happy to do that. So, as ASEAN accelerates its path to carbon-free neutrality, integrating hydrogen-ready and biogas technologies from INNIO Group into national energy strategies offers a real opportunity to cut carbon emissions, to improve energy access, and to strengthen economic resilience as well. These are important factors. At INNIO Group, we support this transition with more than just technology. So technology is very much the key, but we try and do more than just this technology fit that we offer. We continue our focus on strategic collaborations and pilot projects to have early demonstrations for future applications. It's important for people to see and understand, touch and feel, if you will. What do I mean by ready for H2 or ready for hydrogen? In general, ready for H2 Jenbacher gas engines can be converted to operate up to 100% hydrogen gas in the future. Means you don't need to change the asset that you install today. You upgrade the existing asset to make it capable to run hydrogen in the future. That's hydrogen ready. Furthermore, all models can be offered right now with the option to operate with up to 25% volume of H2 in the pipeline gas.
Okay. One thing that we've spoken about a couple of times, you mentioned it just then on national strategies. We've touched on that national drive to decarbonize the region. Obviously, industrial players are facing, or by association with this, are facing pressure to decarbonize themselves. Can you share some real examples from the region of the kind of support that you've provided?
Sure, Simon. Indeed, they do. You're quite right. And there are many examples, but I just got to think of one example in the region right now, and that probably would be the Wangdee biogas plant at the new Diamond Starch Company in Thailand, and I hope I pronounce this correctly, Kamphaeng province. So excuse me if I didn't say that right, folks. They take raw cassava roots, are processed and to produce about 350 tons of tapioca starch every day. It's a huge amount of waste. Because this is very energy intensive and the process results in a lot of wastewater and solid waste byproducts, the company began looking at ways to put this waste to use and to generate environmentally friendly electricity. Makes a lot of sense, right? So today, the Wangdee biogas power plant is centered around 3 Jenbacher 320 engines, so it's roughly 3 megawatts of electrical power, which run on biogas from this waste and is produced through this wastewater treatment to meet the local electricity needs and even sell the excess power back to the local grid when the capacity is exceeded for their own use. Simon, that's one example. We could probably go on for a while of our Jenbacher technology delivering both environmental and economic benefits. And I could share many more. And, if people visit us, my team will be happy to tell people more about that as well.
I noticed that you tactfully picked a Thai example there. Very well done. Thank you very much for that. I'd like to just go back on something you've also mentioned, and something that we're seeing a lot of in the industry. Perhaps you can explain a little bit more about INNIO's digital solutions and how they've been used in ASEAN. Okay,
yeah, very pertinent, I think, Simon, to what we need to be able to offer to our customers. So, at the INNIO Group, we have a remote monitoring system for our engines, and we've had this since many years. So it's nothing new, and we've been developing this progressively over time. Through this digital solution, we enable power plant owners and operators to optimize their operations and reduce the service downtime. In fact, more than 13,000 active engines are connected to INNIO Group's myPlant digital systems in more than 100 countries worldwide today. It processes more than 1.57 trillion data points annually. It's just a phenomenal amount of data that we process, and we do so and use this data to make a digital twin, enable machine learning, and then by using AI, to use the learnings from all the engines around the globe to improve every single engine's performance and operational behavior in the field. And we offer this product with our engines to all our customers globally, including ASEAN.
Oh, okay, that's a huge number of data points.
Indeed.
We are talking about a number of different things here, and we've mentioned the growth of demand from remote areas, and that is a concern in the region. A topic that is very, very hot at the moment in Southeast Asia is the forecasted demand from data centers across the region. INNIO Group has or is successfully contributing to reliable power supply solutions for data centers in North America. How do you foresee the growth and development of data centers in ASEAN?
Yeah, you're right. So not just in ASEAN, but we see this in ASEAN as well, and we see that increasingly so, but globally, and there are some key nodes across the world, North America being one of them, but ASEAN not to be forgotten, right? So as the data center industry continues this growth globally, it's driven by this AI demand, and it's just outpacing supply in many regions, including ASEAN. It's the demand is higher and faster, and in the near term, future strained local grids, we believe may or are going to struggle to just keep up. And this raises concerns about power shortages and reliability. So to address this, many data centers are seeking on-site power supply solutions. INNIO Group's Jenbacher engines power plants can offer both, and this is important, prime power solutions with continuous operation or backup solutions with grid electricity when grid electricity is the main source. Right, so you do both. You can be a prime power and to supply all the energy, or you can be a backup, or you can do both if you need to in the future as well. What was prime can become backup. It's very compelling, and this is what we explain and support a data center, potential data center customers and operators to do. So in both ways, INNIO Jenbacher's data center solutions are offering a solution at lower emissions, and I think that's also the key, then something we need to remember.
Yeah. Well, last question, and I'm going to ask you to look forward, if you will. Sure. Looking forward, how does INNIO Group envision its contribution to ASEAN's energy transition over the next decade, particularly in light of the innovations showcased at Enlit in 2025?
Okay, so Simon, ASEAN is an important region for us, right? It's an important geography, and the INNIO Group will continue, we believe, to play an important role in ASEAN, in the energy production and in a number of ways. So maybe let me highlight 4 areas that we believe we can support and where we can play an important role to support. The first one is the flexibility. And I think as we've spoken today, you've probably recognized the flexibility on gas, on different applications and so on. So our distributed gas engine power plants can deliver high efficiency electricity, operate in a CHP or a CCHP, that's in a combined heat and power or tri-combined heat and power systems, and can run on biofuels and hydrogen eventually, if hydrogen becomes available, and provide power for a wide range of applications, either continuous, on demand, or as part of a microgrid that we spoke about in the very beginning. Secondly, our advanced biogas solutions. ASEAN's abundant agricultural and organic waste creates strong potential, we believe, for waste to energy projects. We gave an example of that earlier on, and there are many more, as I said. So our latest Jenbacher engine innovations boost energy efficiency while operating on renewable fuel, such as biogas, including what I mentioned, the POEM gas, as well as natural gas, obviously, helping drive progress towards its net zero emissions. Being a key vision that we have in mind is to reach this net zero emissions as we do our work with our customers. And then third, our digitalized energy systems with our myPlant platform that we've just spoken about, you gain powerful tools to tackle your business complexities while boosting your system's reliability, the performance, and of course, profitability, important to industrial consumers. Finally, there's our hydrogen-ready platforms that we spoke about as well. With their ability to operate on 100% hydrogen in the future, our Jenbacher engines can meet the needs now and in the future. So we're future ready if you want to look at it from that perspective or in that way as well. So overall, these innovations position the INNIO Group as a strong contributor to ASEAN's transition to a low carbon and even a zero carbon future. We look forward to working with them, with our customers, with you to help move energy forward across the entire region.
Wonderful. Leon, thank you very much for taking the time today to join us and sharing some of those insights about INNIO. We, of course, look forward to seeing you in Bangkok. And yeah, thanks once again.
Thanks so much, Simon. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Take care.